We're celebrating ATCO Energy's 10-year anniversary. I'm Lucas Roberts, and for those who don't know me, I'm the motion graphics designer here at ATCO Energy. We're chatting with some of our longest-standing employees, and here with me today is Michelle. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good. Do you remember when we were on a team together on the zoo field trip that we had?
That was a fun one.
That was fun, right? That was
Amazing
great.
Race?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was an amazing race or something like that. That was like right when I started too. That was great. And you were an amazing team member then, as you are all the time, I guess.
Thank you.
So could you introduce yourself to the people watching?
I'm Michelle Kulchyski, and I'm the Director of Finance. Been here since I think Lucas and I were saying day -1.
Day -1. You were here. So when they opened the doors for ATCO Energy, when they eventually actually got doors,
Yes.
you were there.
I was there. So before then, there were no doors, and there was an idea of what this company would be, but it wasn't fully formed. So it was a collaboration of a lot of internal team members from ATCO Power, from ATCO Corporate, which is where I came from, and we didn't even have an office. So we squatted in our various different offices. This is before Teams, before any of this. So it was an interesting time to be around because you really need to physically walk over to each other and talk about what are we going to do with this company of ours that one day became ATCO Energy in February 2016.
Amazing. So this is like real startup energy that started out with. And you were scattered across Alberta, is that right?
Yes, and across our 2 ATCO Center buildings. So we were downtown, and that was ATCO Center 1 and 2. ATCO Power was in one tower, we were in another tower, and there was a lot of learning happening from just learning what ATCO Power knew about the industry and what they had in their commercial book. So we did a lot of learning from them, actually, from the beginning.
Well, so you said you started at corporate. What brought you from corporate over to ATCO Energy?
There was a vice president there at the time who said, hey, listen, we've run some numbers. We think we're going to run this company. Would you like to join? And I said, sounds interesting. I've never done a company like this, but...
So you got recruited?
I did.
That's amazing. See, they knew your talent even back then. That's great. How has your role evolved over the years?
Well, I think now it's a little bit more focused on finance as opposed to at the very beginning. We pretty much had all hands on deck was our job description at the time. So although you're working on finance, you're also working on testing out our call center with its brand new members before they start being on the lines. Are they confident? Do they know the pricing? Do they know how to speak to a customer well? How are they coming across? And we would rate those. There were intervener questions. Somebody needs to do that. So I took that on. And then we had to set up banks in order to take customer payments. So we had to set everything up from the beginning. And now we're more focused to how does finance win? How do we help make sure that the business grows and achieves everything that we want to accomplish in the short and the long term?
Wow. So you started when you first started, you were doing all kinds of different stuff. And now you've kind of really narrowed into the finance stuff. You enjoy that?
I enjoy it because all along the way, there's things that you learn and that I continue to learn. So now the strategy is how do we win big? When we stumble, if we're having maybe our promo isn't resonating with customers, what does that look like? Where does the pivot happen? How quickly? And who's initiating that in order to make sure we get back on track?
So what part of your role energizes you? And is it bells?
How do you know about the bells, Lucas?
I've heard about the bells. I'm really excited to hear about the bells from someone who was there in bell time.
So good. The bells were an idea. You won't be surprised about this. It came from the marketing team. Anytime that we hit a sign-up target that was greater than a specific amount, we would all ring bells at our desks. So it was that the entire office would ring the bells, and it was such a fun vibe and a fun way for all of us to be connected to what's truly happening. And I want to say the front lines.
So everyone had their own individual bells.
Yes. And if you didn't, you like ran around the office, try and make sure you got a bell so that you could ring it. It's a short period of time.
Because you had to participate in it. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I mean, we're customer obsessed here at ATCO Energy. How does your role contribute to that customer obsession?
I think one of the great things that's come along the way is we have all ears sessions where we can listen in on customer calls. And Brian Lee and team do such a great job of compiling some of the main calls that have come through that give us an overview of what calls went well and what did they do, and what calls weren't great and what are we doing about them, so that we, the finance team, can listen in and find out how are customers finding the experience right now. Is it tough out there? Is it a promo that resonates? Are the advisors listening in and being able to address customer concerns? And then for us, because we're removed from it, we can then offer any suggestions that we see because we're truly just hearing the customer experience for the first time.
That's really like such a strong thing, isn't it? The collaboration between departments. We're like, yeah, I personally wouldn't be talking to customers very often, but it's so nice that we have that broad reaching program that sort of hits all of us, because we can all inform that and make everybody's lives easier and improve the customer stuff. I love that so much. So I know that you've been here now since day -1, as we've established. The fabled, early days of ATCO, startup days of ATCO Energy. I know that BFK joined the team early on. Can you tell me a little bit about how BFK became part of ATCO Energy?
First of all, I don't know if everybody knows that BFK was actually two separate parts. One part of BFK was the cafe, and that came from corporate. And the other piece of BFK came from ATCO Gas. So we had to find out what BFK was in order to bring them in and then really learn about their operations, what they do, their history. And they came with decades of history that we had to learn and then determine how we all achieve success in ATCO Energy and what that looks like. So that BFK team has come such a long way in their growth and their mindset, and seeing how well they perform now in the market and just really resonate at ATCO Park. I think just really hit their stride, and they're just going to continue to grow, and they just do so well. I think that their beautiful venue that they have for doing catering events, coupled with their elevated menus, just makes me really proud to be part of their journey.
Yeah, that's so cool, isn't it? Mm-hmm. The Blue Flame Kitchen has like such a long history, and it's so nice that it's now part of our team, and we get to work and mostly eat the stuff that they make. It's great. It's really good.
We're winning.
We're winning by eating, right? That's how I measure success. How much did I eat? When we think back over the 10 years that you've been with ATCO Energy, which moments stand out the most?
There have been so many wins. There have been so many challenging times. I think that it's amazing how much we actually have come together over the last 10 years, that in the beginning, squatting in different offices and having a dream of what company we would create one day could turn into the company that we are now. It's like the grown-up version of ourselves to be where we are now, to look back at where we started and not having a call center, any banking information set up, no company set up, no customers, just to think how far we've come makes me really proud. I remember being in the early days, and I can't even remember whose floor that was at that time, but we were talking about one day when we're set up, and out to the market, we're going to set up a war room. And I didn't know what that meant, but they were talking about setting up pricing and putting it on the walls, and whatever the customers were going to do, and whatever the competitors were going to do, then we were going to shift in real time. I didn't really know what all that meant, but it's amazing how far it's come and how steady we are in what we offer to our customers and how we see ourselves and how our customers see us, so that we can look at the trajectory where back then it was a dream.
We were imagining what 10 years down the line would look like.
Exactly.
Wow. And a war room. Did you go in the war room?
No, I saw it.
Oh, you saw it.
No, didn't go in the war
What
room.
was there, like a big globe in the middle?
I think the way I pictured it and how it actually played out wasn't quite exactly.
Okay, fair.
One didn't match the other, but
I mean, what a name though. I get that.
Right?
It puts a certain picture in your mind. I think that's fair. What's something about the company today that would have surprised you 10 years ago?
This conversation, having a podcast at all. That's not something I could have pictured 10 years ago.
You mean this wasn't front and center in the war room? The plans for the ATCO Energy 10-year anniversary podcast?
Should have been part and parcel, really, now that you think back. Yeah.
Okay, so what excites you the most about the future of ATCO Energy?
I think when we talk about and reflect what we've been able to accomplish in the last 10 years, it's exciting to think about there's certainty in our growth now. We know that we're going to continue to grow and we're going to continue to grow our earnings, grow our value to the ATCO portfolio. So it's exciting to think that, okay, if we know this much, what else don't we already know that we can incorporate into this company that we can tackle, because we know that we can tackle anything now.
Oh, we've built the sort of resilience that will armor us in our journey forward. I love that. Whereas we were very spry very early on. They're very agile. I love that. Okay, well, say you get someone new that joins your team tomorrow. What kind of advice would you like to give them that maybe you wish you had on your day one?
I don't think anyone could have prepared me for my day one.
Yeah, okay, fair. Fair. Your sounded a little chaotic. I'll give you that. Absolutely.
I think for someone starting new in any part of our ATCO Energy company, it would be to be really curious. If we're winning already, how much more can we win? If we're having a challenging time, what is it that we can tackle that's within our control? I've been in this industry long enough to see it be at low market prices, lower than what people could have said, and high prices that we weren't anticipating. So there's such a dichotomy in what happens in those 10 years and will continue to happen with energy redesign. You always have to stay curious to, like, how do we win? How do we face our challenges and make sure that we are always keeping that look around the corner for what's coming down, and are we ready for it?
My goodness, that's so exciting. And curiosity, that's just good advice for life in general. I love that. How would you feel about some rapid fire questions?
Ready.
Ready? Okay. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Controversial food opinion?
Peppers are terrible.
Peppers?
Peppers.
Okay. Good. Moving on. Best superpower?
You got me there. I don't know.
Teleportation. There we go. Hidden talent.
Don't have one.
I refuse to believe that.
I can speak some Indonesian.
I mean, that's a great skill. Absolutely. A song that always energizes you.
Anything 90s hip hop, pretty much.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Little pump up the jam.
Yes. Okay. Same people right here. Hobby.
Traveling.
Love that. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Well, thank you so much for sitting with me and feeding my curiosity about being with the company for 10 years. Thank you so much for sparing some time and talking with us today. We look forward to the next 10 years with you.
Thank you for having me.